At number 3, Kangan. Kangan, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, read number 3, please.
He searched for new facts.
And what is our action verb?
Search.
Good job. Okay, number 4, Angdom. Can you read the sentence for us, please?
He learned that bats do not live in Antarctica.
Antarctica. What is our action verb here?
Learn.
Learned. Good job. Okay, number 5, Lisa.
He borrowed the book.
Okay, and what's our action verb?
Borrowed.
Borrow. Good job. Okay, so numbers 6 through 10, we're gonna write the being verb on a line and decide if it's past or present tense. Harry Kane, can you read number 6 for us, please?
We are interested in nature.
Okay, and what's our being verb?
Present.
Is that the being verb?
Are.
Are, and are is what tense?
Present.
Present. Good job. Okay, Sophia, number 7.
Were.
Can you read the full sentence, please?
Okay. You were thoughtful to bring the binoculars.
Binoculars. And what is our being verb?
Were.
Is that past or present tense?
Past.
Past. Good job. Okay, David, number 8.
I am able to see through the binocular.
And what's our being verb?
Am.
Is that past or present tense?
I think present.
I think present also. Good job. All right, Lily, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, what? Can you read number 9, please?
We are tired of walking in the heat.
Okay, and what's our being verb?
Are.
Good job. Is that past or present tense?
Present tense.
Yep, correct. Okay, and number 10, Aisha.
The bats were hiding in the cave. Were. This is a past.
Good job. And our word here is hidden. Short I. Okay. All right, what do we think about this homework? Easy, medium, or difficult? Nothing? Who got 10 out of 10 on it? Okay, so easy, right? Anyone have questions about it? No? All right, let's move on to our next page. So, if the subject of your writing is about doing more than one action, you can tell about it in one sentence. You can combine more than one simple predicate to form a compound predicate. This can help make your sentences longer and less choppy. So our compound predicates, like we talked about yesterday. So, bat opened her eyes. Bat twitches her ears. What is a better way or a longer, smoother way to say that sentence? Katie?
Bat opened her eyes and twitches her ears.
Okay, so instead of saying bat opens her eyes, bat twitches her ears, bat opens her eyes and twitches her ears. So we've taken our 2 actions, opens her eyes, twitches her ears, and we've combined them into one sentence. And what joining word do we use to combine these 2, Katie?
And.
And we use our joining word and. Good job. So this is now a compound predicate. My father saw a bat. My father took a picture of it. So Maradona, what's a better way to say that sentence or those sentences?
My father saw a bat and took a picture of it.
Okay, so we've taken our 2 actions, saw a bat, took a picture of it, and we've combined them into one sentence. And Maradona, do you see a joining word?
Yes.
What is it?
And.
And. Okay. Good job. So combine each pair of sentences, use a compound predicate in each new sentence. I like to read about bats. I like to write stories about them. what could be our new sentence? Virhong, how could we combine the sentences for number 1?
I like to read about bats and like to write stories about them.
Okay, so I like to read about bats and
Write stories about them.
stories about them. Good job. So now we have our 2 actions. Like to read about bats, write stories about them. We've combined those into one sentence. And Virhong, what joining word did you use?
And.
And. Good job. Okay. Number 2. Good job, Virhong. Ronaldo, can you do number 2? The bat flew by the street light. The bat soared toward the pond. Who are both of these sentences about, Ronaldo?
The bat
So we'll keep the bat the same, right? So the bat, what did the bat do?
flew by the street light.
What else did the bat do?
Soared
Soared.
toward the pond.
And what do we need in between?
And.
Okay, so the bat, so read for us, please.
The bat flew by the street light and soared toward the pond.
Good job. So now we have flew by the streetlight, soared toward the pond, and we use the joining word and. Okay, good job, Ronaldo. Qingdan, can you do number 3, please? My brother drew a picture of a bat. My brother gave it to me.
My brother drew a picture of a bat and gave it to me.
Okay, good job. So what are our 2 actions here, Qingdan?
I drew a picture of a bat and gave it to me.
Okay. And what joining word did you decide to use?
And.
And. Okay. Compound predicate. Good job. Neymar, can you do number 4? I found a book about bats in the library. I brought it home.
I found a book about bats in the library and I brought it home.
Well, we don't want to use our subject again, right? We already have I, so what do we say?
And brought it home.
Brought it home. Good job. So, Neymar, what actions did we see in these sentences?
Found a book about bats in library.
What's our second one?
Brought it home.
Okay, and what joining word did you decide to use?
And
Okay, good job. All right, what do we think about this page? Does everyone understand about joining our predicates, joining our actions? Any questions? Okay. All right, who has their Journeys book at home? If you have your Journeys book, can you go and get it out, please? We're going to read our story, Bat Loves the Night, today. But first, we're going to talk about sequence of events. So everyone should be on page 208. If you don't have your Journeys book, you can just look at the screen. Read and comprehend. We're going to talk about sequence of events first. All right, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you read Bat Loves the Night, note the sequence of events as Bat wakes up and goes out to hunt in the night. Look for signal words such as now, then, and soon to help you understand the connection between sentences and paragraphs. Use an organizer like the one below to record important information and keep track of the sequence. So when you're reading nonfiction, or when you're reading facts and information about animal behavior, authors often use sequence of events to tell about that animal's behavior. All right, they tell you what happens first, what happens next, what happens then, what happens finally. They put it in an order that makes sense or in the correct order. Okay, so it's important to look for signal words to help you know that you're talking about sequence of events. So what are some time order words or some sequencing words? Sophia, what's a sequencing word that you know of? Just read about it in this paragraph. A signal word that helps us know we're talking about time order or sequence of events.
First.
Yep, good job. So our signal words are going to be things like first. Okay, who has another one? Myth, what's another signal word for sequence of events or time order? So Sophia gave us one. First. What's another signal word or time order word? What happens after first?
Even.
No. Goku, give us another one, please. What happens after first?
Next.
Thank you. Next. Myth. Do you see? First, next. What's after that?
Last.
Last. Okay. Thank you. Courage. What's another one?
Next.
We already have next.
Finally.
Finally. Okay. Who has another one for us? Lisa, tell me.
After.
After. Good job. What is another one that we see? Queen Dan, tell me another one.
Soon.
Soon. Good job. David, tell me another one.
Afterwards.
Afterwards. Okay. Do we know any more? Good. Lily says then. All right. So these are words that help us know we're talking about time order. Lisa, do you have any more?
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile. So meanwhile is when one event is happening and another event is happening at the same time. Okay. So when we're talking about sequence of events, it's important that we put our events in the correct order or in the order in which they happen. If we put them out of order, why might that be a problem, Maradona?
The reader will not understand the story.
Yep. If the events are in the wrong order, then it doesn't make sense. It is difficult to understand. Should we do a demonstration with that? So let's say, that I am, who in here has made a peanut butter and jelly, or a peanut butter sandwich before? Who knows how to make a peanut butter sandwich? Okay, so you guys are gonna give me the steps to make a peanut butter sandwich, and then I'll make one and see if we can do it in the right order to make a successful peanut butter sandwich. Are we ready? Who can give me the first step to making a peanut butter sandwich? David, give me the first step. What can I do first?
First, we need to get the peanut butter jar and 2 slices of bread.
Peanut butter? And bread. So I have my peanut butter and my bread. What's next?
I think we use a knife.
Okay, so now I have my knife.
We open the jar.
Like this?
Then we use the knife. I don't know what to do with it. I forgot what it is.
Okay, so now I have my bread in one hand and my knife in the other hand.
We use the knife and
Well, let's give someone else a turn. All right, who else? All right, Ronaldo, what's next?
We put a knife in the peanut butter and 2 slices of the bread.
What's like this? So my knife's in my peanut butter. Now what?
I don't know how to say it.
Viet Hung, what can I do next?
You use the knife, then you put it in the peanut butter. Then you spread on the surface of the bread. Then take another slice of bread to put it. The peanut butter will between two slices of bread.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my peanut butter and I'm gonna spread it on the bread like this.
Yes,
Okay,
just in one surface.
on one surface. So I shouldn't put it on, should I put it on the back here?
No,
No, just spread it on my bread. Okay, what comes next?
we take one more slice of bread, then put it on the surface of the surface that got the peanut butter.
Okay, so my bread is broken. So I just have to do it like this. Okay, so now let's say that's our bread. Okay, now what?
I think you eat it.
All right, let's see what else. Hold on. All right, Lisa, what's next?
Miss Lisa, I think you're missing something. It's supposed to be peanut butter and jelly. So
Well,
you just
I
put
don't have any jelly, so it's just peanut butter today.
oh.
So yeah, we're just making peanut butter sandwich. Okay.
Then
Aisha, what's next?
I don't know. I think you eat it.
You think what?
I think you eat it.
Finally, I can eat it? Okay. So, now I have my peanut butter sandwich. I think we missed something though. Does anyone know what we missed? Look at my table. Look at all this mess on my table now. I have crumbs everywhere. Now I'm just sitting here with peanut butter sandwich on my table. What did we miss? Sophia, what did I miss?
I think that you have to clean your table.
Well, before, so there would be no mess.
You have to clean the table and put the peanut butter bread in on a plate, so keep it clean.
Yep, we missed a plate. Right? So now, where should that plate step have gone? Who can tell me, where would our plate step have gone? Courage? Courage, are you there? Where should my plate step have gone?
The plate needs and the table.
Yeah, but in my steps, okay, so let's write out our steps and see where our plate step should have gone. Or sorry, who knows? Who thinks they know already? David, where should my, you gave me the first steps. Where should my plate step have gone?
It's a material, so the beginning we need a plate.
Yep.
The next step is we put a plate on the table.
Yeah, I think that should have been one of our first steps, right?
The
Okay,
second,
so remember, when we're talking about sequence of events, if your steps are in the wrong order, or if you are missing a step or an event, it can be very confusing for your readers. So when we're doing sequence of events, let's make sure that we are doing all of our events in the correct order. Okay. What do you think? Do we like doing peanut butter demonstration? Yeah. And now I have breakfast for after class. Okay. So let's talk about question. Does everyone see our question box here at the bottom? So ask yourself questions about the selection as you read. Look for text evidence to help you answer the questions. So when you're reading, especially when you're reading nonfiction text or text that has to do with facts and information, it's important to stop and ask yourselves questions to make sure you understand what you are reading so you can get all of the information. So we're going to practice that strategy as we read our story today. Who can read to us about mammals? Harry Kane, can you read to us about mammals, please?
The many kinds of animals categorized as mammals are different sizes and colors, and they live all over the world. They are all alike in few important ways. All mammals are warm-blooded. This means that their bodies stay the same temperature in hot and cold climates, have fur and hair, are vertebrates, which means they have a spine or backbone, drink milk from their mothers. Mothers care for their baby for a while before they can live on their own. In Bat Loves the Night, you'll read about a mammal that flies, hunts at night, and uses its ears to find its way in the dark.
All right, thank you. All right, so now that we know some information about mammals, what are some other mammals that we know of? Neymar, tell me an example of a mammal.
Lion.
Lions are mammals, okay? So we know lions are warm-blooded. They have fur or hair. They have a backbone, and they drink milk from their mothers. Good job. Ronaldo, what's another mammal that you know
Lion.
already?
Pig.
Pigs. Good job. Okay. Goku, what's another mammal that you know? You don't know any mammals?
I don't remember.
So remember, mammals are warm-blooded. They have fur or hair. They have a backbone. Dogs. Good job. Okay. Myth, what's an example of a mammal that you know? Myth, are you there? I need.
Wolf.
What's that?
A wolf.
A wolf? Good job. Okay. I need cameras on from Myth, Quingdan, Neymar. Cameras on, please. Alex, Lily, if you can. Angton, what's a mammal that you know?
Bear.
Bears. Good job. Aisha, tell me a mammal.
People.
People are mammals. Yep. Anyone else know a mammal? David.
Platypus.
Mm-hmm. Platypus. Platypi are mammals. Okay, good job. Okay, so let's talk about our genre here. Kangan, can you read to us about the genre of this story?
Genre, narrative, non-fiction. Give information about a topic, but is told as a story. As you read, look for factor information that tell a story. Filters such as caption, as realistic illustration events that are told in time order.
Okay. Thank you, Kangan. So narrative nonfiction, when we're talking about narrative is another word for story. Okay, and nonfiction means that we're learning about facts or information. Okay, so this gives us information about a topic, but it's told like a story. Okay, so let's look for facts while we're reading. And then let's also look for captions. Remember, captions tell about what is in an illustration or picture. It's a sentence or maybe two sentences that gives us information about a picture or illustration. Okay, and then we're going to look for events told in time order. So while we're reading, I also want us to think, what makes bats interesting and useful? Can anyone tell me something to know about a bat that's interesting? What do we know about bats? Harry Kane, do you know anything about bats?
Bats use their it's like a echo to hunt in the night.
Okay, so bats use echolocation to hunt. Okay, so that means that they give out sounds, and the sounds go and bounce off things and come back. So they know how far things are from them. Okay, so that's different from other animals, right? So bats use echolocation. Okay, what else do we know about bats? Neymar, tell me something you know about bats.
It hunts. It hunts in night.
Bats hunt at night. So that's different from other animals, right? So what is it called when something is awake at nighttime? Neymar?
Love the night.
Yes, but there's a special word for it. Would you know it?
I don't know.
That's okay. We'll learn about it later. You know what it is, David?
I think bats are not, they are mammals, but they are different. Some kind of mammals, they only hunt at the morning and they hunt at night. But there's something I just found, and I think
Animals hunt at night as well.
they didn't like the lights because of their dark fur, and they didn't like the lights of the sun because it's bright. I think it could burn their skin away.
Really? I'm not sure. Katie, what's the word I'm looking for?
A nocturnal?
Yep, bats are nocturnal, which means they hunt and they're awake mostly at night. Okay, so these are some things that make bats different from other mammals. What is another thing that's different about other mammals? You can see it in this illustration here. Maradona, how else are bats different from a lot of mammals?
They have wings.
They have wings and can
Fly.
Yep. Bats are mammals that can fly. Most mammals cannot fly. Most animals that fly are birds, right? But bats are mammals that can fly. Okay, let's go ahead and start reading our story. So I'm going to read a bit and then we'll take turns reading as well. All right. Bat is waking upside down as usual, hanging by her toenails. Her beady eyes open, her pixie ears twitch. She shakes her thistle-down fur. She unfurls her wings, made of skin so fine, the finger bones inside show through. The pipistrelle bat's body is no bigger than your thumb. Now she unhooks her toes and drops into black space. With a sound like a tiny umbrella opening, she flaps her wings. Bat is flying. A bat's wings is its arm and hand. 4 extra long fingers support the skin of the wing. So let's look at these first 2 pages here. So at the beginning, it says, bat is waking upside down as usual, hanging by her toenails. So looking at the picture next to it, what does that picture show us about how bat is when she wakes up? Lily, what is bat like when she wakes up?
Yes.
What is bat doing when she wakes up? How does she wake up?
She wake up upside down, hanging by her toenails.
And what does this picture show?
Show how she wake up.
Mm-hmm. And it shows her.
How she's
Is
waking
she right side up or is she upside down in this picture?
upside down.
Yep, she's upside down. Okay. So on these 2 pages, what are some facts that we've learned about bats so far? Who sees a caption that tells us some bat facts? Goku, what have we learned about bats so far?
The bats have fur and the bat have beady eyes open.
Okay, so this is we'll say at the top here, this is gonna be our narrative part, right? So this is the part with the story. Okay, so our character is Bat, and this up here is the story about Bat. Okay, do you see where the author has included facts, Goku? In the captions down here?
No.
Look, I'm showing you now. Do you see on the screen? Down here. We have caption number 1 and caption number 2. Do you see them? I've circled them in red.
Okay.
Do you see them?
Yes.
Okay, can you read one of those for us?
The picture back body is no bigger than Jordan.
Okay, so
Bat
this is
wing.
just one. Thank you. So this gives us a fact about one type of bat. So this type of bat's body is the same size as what? Everyone show me. The same size as your thumb. So the body of this bat is just this big. No bigger than your thumb. Okay? And then what's our second fact that's given to us, Courage? Fact number 2 on this page.
A bat wings is arm and hand for extra long finger support the skin of the wings.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's fact number 2. So now it's saying the bat's wing is the same thing as our hands and fingers, right? So the fingers are these parts here. 4 extra long fingers support the skin of the wing. So these things here are the same as the fingers, all right? Okay, let's keep reading. Out under the broken tile into the nighttime garden. Bats can see, but in the dark, good ears are more useful than eyes. Over bushes, under trees, between fence posts, through the tangled hedge, she swoops untouched. Bat is at home in the darkness as a fish is in the water. She doesn't need to see. She can hear where she is going. So here, what is our bat fact that the author gives us here? Alex, what's our bat fact? Viet Hong, what's our bat fact?
Bat can see, but in the dark, good ears are more useful than eyes.
Okay, thank you. So that is our caption that gives us the bat fact. Okay, so what happens just before Bat is flying over bushes and under trees between fence posts? What happens right before that? Aisha? Aisha, are you there?
Yes.
What happens right before Bat flies over bushes and under trees? What does she do right before she starts flying?
And the clothes.
Say loudly, please.
She swooped and the clothes.
So that happens before she flies over bushes?
No.
What happens before? Everyone else can be typing their answer into the chat now. Aisha, what does she do right before she flies over the bushes?
She outing and bow ties into the night garden.
Yep. So she climbs out under a broken tile. That's how she gets out of her home. Okay, and then she starts flying. Bat shouts, oh sorry, let's go back to this page quickly. How does Bat feel about flying in the darkness? Does she feel afraid about flying in the dark? Sophia, is Bat afraid of the dark?
No.
How does she feel about it?
I think she likes it.
How do you know she likes it? What in the story tells us?
So that love night.
Where does it say?
Oh,
Nope, I want on this page. On page 215. What does it say on this page that tells us that Bat likes being in the dark? So listen as I read and see if you can find out what words tell us that Bat likes the darkness.
she swoops.
Does that mean that she likes darkness?
No.
No. Over bushes, under trees, between fence posts, through the tangled hedges, she swoops untouched. Bat is at home in the darkness as a fish is in the water. She doesn't need to see. She can hear where she is going. Which words tell us that she likes to be in the dark? Everyone else can be typing their answer into the chat. What words, Aisha, tell us that, or sorry, Sophia, tell us that she likes to be in the dark? Myth, do you know? Sophia, do you see a clue that tells us?
No.
Who sees a clue? How do we know Bat likes the night? Maradona?
Bat is at home in the darkness as a fish in the water.
Is at home in the darkness as a fish is in the water. So how do we think fish feel in water, Sophia?
Fish like to live in water.
So if Bat is at home in the darkness as a fish is in the water, the author is comparing those two things. They're saying Bat in the darkness, same as a fish in water, right? So if we know fish like to be in water, then we know that bats must
Like to be at darkness.
in the darkness. Yep, perfect, good job. All right, let's keep reading. Bat shouts as she flies, louder than a hammer blow, higher than a squeak. She beams her voice around her like a flashlight, and the echoes come singing back. They carry a sound picture of all her voice has touched. Listening hard, Bat can hear every detail, the smallest twigs, the shape of leaves. Using sound to find your way like this is called echolocation. The noise bats make when they shout is too high for humans to hear. Gliding and fluttering back and forth, she shouts her torch of sound among the trees, listening for her supper. All is still. Then a fat moth takes flight below her. A bat can eat dozens of big moths in a single night, or thousands of tiny flies, gnats, and mosquitoes. Bat plunges fast as blinking and grabs it in her open mouth. But the moth's pearly scales are moon dust slippery. It slivers from between her teeth. Bat dives, nets it with a wingtip, scoops it into her mouth. This time she bites hard. Its wings fall away like the wrapper from a candy. In a moment, the moth is eaten. Bat sneezes. The dusty scales got up her nose. Most species of bats eat insects, but there are some that eat fruit, fish, frogs, even blood. So on these 2 pages, what are some of the facts that the author gives us about bats? Hang on, tell me a bat fact from these 2 pages.
A bat can eat a dozen of big moths in a single night, or thousands of tiny flies, gnats, and
Mosquitoes.
Mosquito.
All right, thank you, good job. Actually, tell me.
Most species of the bat eat insects, but there are some that eat fruit, fish, frog, eat birds.
Okay, good job. All right. Hunting time has run out. The dark will soon be gone. In the east, the sky is getting light. It's past Bat's bedtime. Bats are nocturnal. That means they rest by day and come out at night to search for food. She flies to the roof in the last shadows and swoops in under the broken tile. The place where Bat sleeps in the day is called a roost. It can be in a building, a cave, or a tree, so long as it's dry and safe. Okay, so on this page, what is the place where a bat sleeps in the day called? Where do bats sleep in the day? Myth? Where do bats sleep in the day? What is it called?
Roost.
Good job. The place where bats sleep in the day is called a roost. Okay. Inside, there are squeakings. 50 hungry batlings hang in a huddle, hooked to a rafter by oversized feet. Bat lands and pushes in among them. Toes first, upside down again. Baby bats can't fly. Sometimes mother bats carry their babies when they go out, but mostly babies stay behind in the roost and crowd together to keep warm. What do we call a baby bat? Ronaldo, what's a baby bat called? Everyone else can be typing their answer to the chat. It's on this page. What is a baby bat called? Okay, listen and see if you can find out the word. Inside, there are squeakings. 50 hungry batlings hang in a huddle, hooked to a rafter by oversized feet. Bat lands and pushes in among them. Toes first, upside down again. What is a baby bat called, Ronaldo?
Batting.
Batlings. Yeah, that's what we call a baby bat, a batling. Bat knows her baby's voice and calls to it. The velvet scrap batling climbs aboard and clings to Bat's fur by its coat hanger feet. Wrapped in her leathery wings, the baby snuggles to sleep. Baby bats drink their mother's milk until they learn to fly at a few weeks old. Then they can leave the roost at night to find their own food. Outside, the birds are singing. The flowers turn their faces to the sun. But inside the roof hole, the darkness stays. Bat dozes with her batling, waiting. When the tide of night rises again, Bat will wake and plunge into the blackness, shouting, "Bat loves the night." So, when does the story end? At what point or what time of day does this story end? Viet Hong, what time of day does this story end?
I think it's in the morning.
Morning. Good job. How can you tell it's the morning time?
Because the birds are slinging. The flowers turn their face to the sun.
Yep. So we know it is the morning time when the story ends. Good job. Okay, for homework, I'm going to give you a quizzes about sequence of events, and then you're going to do 2 pages in your reader's notebooks. Okay, what do we think about Bat Loves the Night? Who likes this story? Yeah, what do we like about it? Queen Dan, what do you like about this story?
It is very, it has sequence
You like the
in
sequence?
the correct order, and it's easy to understand.
Okay, good job.
So let's go over the homework pages. So 77 and 78. File a missing bat report. So one night you were looking out of your window with your binoculars when you saw a bat flying through the sky. Scientists who are tracking the bat want some information, and you have that information. Fill out this missing bat report using the information from the text. Okay, so read pages 212 through 214. What was the first thing you saw the bat do when you looked at the window? So answer the questions using the page numbers. Okay, so these 2 pages, and then I'll give you a quizzes code in a minute. So if you don't have your reader's notebook, I need everyone's parents to check the daily report. These pages will be in the daily report. Okay? So make sure mom and dad are checking the report so you can get your homework pages.